584 people have flown to space, and every one of these individuals has something in common: a spacesuit. Elon Musk's SpaceX has blown our minds in the form of a new spacesuit design. This spacesuit is nothing like NASA has ever designed. SpaceX's spacesuit is fitted with the most advanced technology and a superior design theme that literally makes fun of every spacesuit made by NASA and embarrasses them. NASA doesn't want to admit that it got humiliated by the private space exploration company's design. Before now, spacesuits had just one purpose: to keep astronauts alive in the event of a fire, unexpected depressurization, or some kind of unforeseen calamity. As space opens up for tourism and not just scientific research, the design of spacesuits is beginning to change. A spacesuit is like a small spacecraft. It's not just clothing astronauts wear in space, although it has been regarded as space fashion. The spacesuit is made up of many separate parts with the sole purpose of protecting the wearer. The helmet protects the head, and the legs and feet are protected by another part, while the chest and arms are protected by separate parts of the suit. Every spacesuit is made up of different layers that serve different purposes. Some layers are designed to keep oxygen in the suit, while others are there to protect against space dust. Under the suit, astronauts wear a piece of clothing that covers every part of their body except the head, hands, and feet. Tubes are woven into this piece of clothing, and its function is to keep the astronauts cool by having water flow through these tubes. On the back of the spacesuit, you have a backpack. This backpack holds oxygen for astronauts to breathe. It also takes care of the carbon dioxide breathed out by the astronaut. The backpack supplies electricity to power the suit, a fan to help oxygen move around the suit, and a water tank for the cooling water. Like in the movies, spacesuits used in space have a tool called SAFIR. This tool has several small thruster jets. If an astronaut floats away from the space station, the SAFIR can be used to fly back to the station. A spacesuit helps astronauts in many ways. It keeps them from getting too hot or cold. It's a lifeline that keeps them breathing when they have to work in the airless void of space. Space dust might not sound very dangerous, but it moves faster than a bullet and can hurt people. Every spacesuit is designed to protect astronauts from space dust. Some designs have special gold-lined visors to help protect the astronauts' eyes from bright sunlight. Spacesuits have taken different design turns over the years. NASA's astronauts Doug Hurley and Bob Behnken were the first humans to don SpaceX's spacesuit in space. SpaceX went through a lot of trouble to bring us the most technologically advanced spacesuit we have ever seen. Instead of the old-school pumpkin suit that NASA uses for its space shuttle mission, SpaceX's all-white design is an improvement for Behnken and Hurley. Elon Musk's SpaceX utilized its new spacesuit for the Crew Dragon Demo 2 test flight to the International Space Shuttle. The Space Shuttle program had ended in 2011, but Behnken and Hurley were able to revisit Earth's orbit in a flawless launch from Florida on May 30, 2020. SpaceX's spacesuit isn't just fashionable and looks like something that will look great in a sci-fi movie. It is actually very functional. The spacesuit is custom designed for the astronauts themselves. Hurley spoke about the spacesuit during a press conference on the space station. He said, "I bet you we've donned and off those suits a couple hundred times. They were actually much easier to get in and out of in zero-G." Hurley thinks SpaceX's spacesuit is better than NASA's pumpkin suits. During the interview, Behnken complimented what Hurley had said about the spacesuit. He said, "We'd have to get the suits a 5-star rating." Behnken also spoke about some of the suit's primary functions, saying, "These suits didn't have to do that job for us," which was nice, but it was clear that they were ready. SpaceX's spacesuit protects the astronauts from a sudden depressurization in the spacecraft. SpaceX's suit was tested in space before NASA's astronauts used it. A version of this spacesuit was used for the Tesla dummy that was launched with a Tesla Roadster into space towards Mars in 2018. The same spacesuit was used for the dummy Ripley that flew in the uncrewed SpaceX Crew Dragon Demo 1 test flight to the space station in 2019. NASA's pumpkin suits are now obsolete as a new breed of spaceships breeds a new breed of spacesuits. NASA itself sees no fault in the spacesuit as it admits, SpaceX's spacesuit is designed to be functional, lightweight, and to offer protection from potential depressurization. Embarrassed by SpaceX's fashionable high-tech spacesuit, NASA is set on leaving the pumpkin suit in the dust and designing its own next-generation spacesuit. However, it would be looking to the private sector to design these next-generation spacesuits. Elon Musk has offered SpaceX's services to build NASA's spacesuit. Musk pointed out that NASA's current program is behind schedule and will cost more than $1 billion. Probably still embarrassed by SpaceX's astonishing suit, NASA has decided to contract out the design and development of its spacesuits to Axiom Space and Collins Aerospace instead of SpaceX. NASA hopes to use this next-generation suit designed by these private companies to explore the lunar surface on the Artemis mission and prepare for human missions to the red planet Mars. That wraps up the video. If you want to know more about Elon Musk and his amazing projects, be sure to subscribe.